the mentions of this in the book of Revelation. This is a classic battlefield between armies from the north and the south. And if you look here, you can see how vast and big that battlefield is. You'll have another view of the same field after lunch from Mount Carmel. And you remember there how Elijah ran down the mountain, and he ran for about 30 kilometers under the power of God. But I just want to make an observation, because I'm not an expert or claiming, I don't think anybody is. What is the Battle of Armageddon? Someone made the comment to me that, the blood of the people will rise to the horse's bridle, etc. And so when you look at this, you can say, is this where the battle is going to be fought? Is this a physical location? And I just would submit one thing for your thoughts. And we know that Matthew chapter 24 is written to us in plain language. Jesus is speaking not symbolically, he's speaking in plain language. However, the book of Revelation is symbolic language. You know, in Jesus says there will be famines. Well, we know what a famine is. There's nothing symbolic about that. But in the book of Revelation, that famine is a pale horse. You see, so there's symbolic language. You can find that there will be wars. Well, and so that's the red horse, I believe that is, in the book of Revelation. So the book of Revelation is spoken symbolically. So today we live in a day where there is nuclear weapons. There's so many things. So I leave it to you to decide, is there going to be a literal battle here, or was the writer of the book of Revelation using the language that the people of that day would understand to describe a cataclysmic battle where the entire world would be involved, and using Armageddon as what everybody knew was this enormous field that could be enough, if you look especially in that direction, that could hold all the armies of the world. All the armies could come together. And so it's not hard to imagine that here. I'm not saying whether we should think that all the literal infantry of the world is coming here with tanks, or whether it was, which would be consistent. And another view to look at it is describing a final battle. And you remember that Battle of Armageddon will occur when, at the time, and it will be stopped by Jesus coming back on the Mount of Olives. And you remember, if you maybe was tired listening to the guides earlier, I'm sure whatever bus you were on, you may have heard a guide who said that the Mount of Olives is connected with the Rift Valley that goes all the way to Africa, where the Mount of Olives will split, and the water problem of Israel will be solved, because there will be a river flowing down that valley, that rift, because of the earthquake that will occur when Jesus comes back. And so the Battle of Armageddon leads up to that. And whatever way you want to interpret the rest of Scripture, I think that everybody agrees on, that the Battle of Armageddon will be interrupted by Jesus returning, and with his saints have been caught up to meet him in the air, whether you think that was whatever time that happened, but it will have happened at that time. Everybody agrees on that, whatever their different views are. And so, but as far as you picturing this valley being filled with blood and tanks and horses, or whether that is symbolic language that was understandable to the people there about a war that would include the entire world. Because that is clear, the Battle of Armageddon will include the entire world, and all the nations will come against Jerusalem, as is recorded in the book of Zephaniah, chapters 14 and 15, for example, the book of Revelation, and many other places. I just wanted you to kind of, make up your own mind. What do you think? How will that be? But this is the best view you'll have of the Valley of Armageddon. This is it. So just making that comment. It's probably not as definitive as you would have liked me to be, but you decide for yourself.
Mm-hmm. The Jezreel Valley is the same?
Yes, I believe that's the same with yeah. And you could have another view from over there, but it's basically the same view. So I think our guides are going to just lead you onward.
Oh, okay.
Okay.